Welcome back to the channel. And if this is your first time here, my name is Gerard. Today we're talking about fragrances, more specifically the 7 fragrances that I wore every single day last week. So if that's content that you want to see more of, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and all of the good things. But let's not waste any time. Let's jump right into it, starting with Sunday. So the theme for this week is simple: 7 cold weather fragrances that will get you compliments. On Sunday, the fragrance I reached for is Azzaro, the Most Wanted Parfum. And what can I say about this fragrance? It is neck and neck with my favorite from the line, which is Wanted by Night. But the Wanted by Night DNA is, I would say, different than the Most Wanted Parfum. This is just super pleasing. Really nice vanilla, fresh, warm, addictive. Has a sexy edge to it, perfect for date night, perfect for the cooler weather. This one for me is definitely better than the Most Wanted, the original. There's just something that is a slightly elevated here, and just, for me, a little bit more grown up and masculine. I like to use the expression grown man sweetness. So this is perfectly balanced, and part of that balance comes from the fresher notes here. So I also get really good performance from this, and it's not a room filler by any means, but it just has this steady attention grabbing element to it that is perfect for a night out. I'm sure you guys are gonna love it. Whoever you guys are out with are gonna like it. I mean, it's just one of those fragrances that doesn't miss. Azzaro, the Most Wanted Parfum. This next one was super hyped for a long time, and it still has kind of a cult following. And I think this is a lot of people's favorite from the line. It's not my personal favorite from the line, but it is a nice fragrance. Same we are talking about is Spice Bomb Extreme from Viktor&Rolf. And the original, the OG Spice Bomb, is actually my favorite from the line. But this one, I can appreciate it. I know why people like this. Really extreme in a lot of ways. I mean, you take the original DNA, they amp up the vanilla, they amp up the spice, and what you get from it is just this really kind of attention-grabbing, long-lasting, powerful, sweet, vanilla, spicy fragrance that, if you're a fan of the Spice Bomb line, you're really going to like this one. But you do have to like spice. It's a big element here. Spice Bomb in the name. I mean, come on, guys. If spice isn't your thing, you don't want to reach for this that often. But for me, I guess on a really cold day, and we've had some cold days here in Boston, on a really super cold day, this, I hate to use the expression, cuts through the cold, because it does. It grabs attention no matter where you are, and it just is ideal for that type of weather. I made a big mistake with this one. I've oversprayed it a few times, and you kind of want to wash it off. So be mindful of the sprays. This isn't an attention grabber. It's long lasting, and it's going to get compliments. Viktor&Rolf Spice Bomb Extreme. You don't need to look any further for an elixir fragrance. This is the best one. The scent we are talking about is Boss Bottled Elixir. And bravo to Boss for just making an amazing fragrance. Doing something different, really. I mean, I know elixir is in the name, and a lot of brands were jumping on the elixir train, but I don't know. This Boss did something different here. I freaking love this stuff, particularly the opening. You have frankincense, you have cardamom. So this fruity, spicy, resinous feeling up top, and then later in the dry down, it gets a little earthy. You have patchouli here. Stunning, stunning fragrance. I mean, this one is easily in my top 10 at the moment. And I don't know, it's just one that I kind of want to reach for all the time in all seasons. It walks that line of being a signature and also being a really great cold weather go-to. Just carries the sophistication to it, and I love it. Really great performance. When you talk about getting noticed, this gets noticed. I mean, and it does tend to create a nice little scent bubble around you. So again, not one that you really want to overspray. I mean, Boss nailed it. They nailed the performance. They nailed the scent profile. You guys need to test this. It's amazing. Boss Bottled Elixir. This next one is luxurious, sweet, smooth, checks all the boxes for me. The scent we are talking about is Tom Ford Noir Extreme. And, I think sometimes people tend to, I don't want to say give this one a bad rap. I think people are disappointed sometimes with the performance of this fragrance. Now, a couple things to keep in mind. My particular bottle, the atomizer sucks. It doesn't have a good atomizer. By the way, Tom Ford, what are you doing? I mean, you're supposed to be this high level, high-end designer. You can't even put a decent atomizer on the bottle. I know it's a kind of a small thing, but it is a pet peeve of mine. But don't let that detract from what is in here. The juice is amazing. Cardamom, nutmeg, saffron, mandarin orange, a kulfi note. Now, kulfi is an Indian ice cream. I haven't had the pleasure of trying that dessert. Sounds amazing, and there is a creaminess here, so I can kind of get an ice cream feel here. The thing with this fragrance is I think it's meant to be more subtle, more of a closer encounter type of fragrance. I don't think this is meant to be a big room filler, projector, beast mode, and that kind of makes me like it more. Now, the point I was making about the atomizer is that it doesn't put out very much juice, at least my bottle. Maybe you guys have different experience. Let us know in the comments. You have to spray a little more than you normally would on a good atomizer. So a good atomizer might put out a ton of juice and you're able to, get more coverage. This one, not a lot. So I'm find myself doing extra sprays to get covered. With that being said, though, there has been countless times that I've gone in for a hug with someone, because for a long time, this was like my night out fragrance. And people have complimented me saying, I smell great. What are you wearing? So yeah, and this is that scent for me. It's actually one of my wife's favorites. She says to me, it's like kind of a funny thing we do. She'll be like, I think it's a Tom Ford night, and I know what she's talking about because it's that damn good. So not a super projector, not particularly long lasting, but gets the job done for what I think it was essentially created for. Night out, having like cold weather, dressed to the nines, elevated, classy, timeless. Tom Ford, Noir Extreme. Guys, just a quick reminder, all these fragrances are going to be linked in the description down below, available for you guys to grab. This next one, pleasant surprise. Really happy with this purchase. It's a recent addition to my collection. The scent we are talking about is Afnan 9pm Elixir. And I did a video, if you guys haven't seen it yet, on clones and dupes and just how they're sort of flooding the market with them and the same scent profiles over and over again. But one thing I want to articulate, is particularly with this one, is this is a really well done fragrance and one of the best pickups I've made this year. This is essentially a dupe of Jean Paul Gaultier's La Male Elixir Absolute, which is my personal favorite elixir from JPG. The original elixir was okay. I thought it was a really nice fragrance, but not something I would find myself reaching for that often. This one, I don't know, it makes things more masculine. It kind of classes things up a bit and makes it feel a little bit more elevated, a little bit more dressy of a scent profile. So that DNA, and I love it. It's sweet, it's aromatic, it has some almost like herbal notes in here, but vanilla, warm, spicy. It checks a lot of boxes. And those are the fragrances that I like, that have a lot of complexity and depth to them. Believe me, there's simple fragrances that I enjoy too, that might have a couple notes that really stand out and they just work. But this one, a lot of complexity for, by all things considered, a dupe, a lesser than clone of the original. I think this is exceptional for the price point. So if you guys haven't tried this one yet, I stand behind this one. It's really good. Afnan 9pm Elixir. So this next one was my most recent rack store pickup. If you guys haven't watched that video, go check it out. The scent we are talking about is Liquid Brune from French Avenue, also Fragrance World. Look, this, I think some people misunderstood my take on this fragrance. I don't hate this fragrance. I think the scent itself is good, but it's one of those fragrances that I personally would not want to wear. And the reason for that is because this smells like a candle. And I'm finding myself, every time I go to sniff it, I want to like it. There are elements here that I do like and enjoy. I think it's a real powerful fragrance. I don't think you need to spray a lot of this. It's going to last a long time. I got a really good full day's wear out of it. But I can see why this is a compliment getter. And a lot of you guys stated in my comments how many of you have gotten compliments from this, and I can see why. I would imagine this to be an attention grabber and pleasant to most people. Just for me personally, the scent profile doesn't work, and that's okay. I mean, we all have our opinion on different fragrances, and this one's really popular. I think it's something about the orange blossom up top and the yellow me and those notes blended. It's a little bit smoky and sweet, and again, very powerful. And then also, though, there is a synthetic undertone that it doesn't shake. It kind of sticks around for the life of the fragrance, which is making me think of the candle. Now, that's not a bad thing. I like to burn candles in my house, but I don't necessarily want to smell like a candle, and that's where it loses me. So I'd be curious to know you guys' thoughts, maybe people that didn't watch the video last week on my initial impressions. Love to know, what you guys think of it. I am going to give it more time. My wife was on the fence about it, and she really didn't care one way or the other. It wasn't anything special to her. And that's kind of where it is for me as well. Liquid Brune from French Avenue. Finally, on Saturday, one of the best fragrances in my collection has gotten me a lot of compliments, but also just, it's more versatile than just winter, but we'll get into that. Same we are talking about is Stronger With You from Emporio Armani. And I've said many times before, I don't know if that's going into focus, guys. I apologize. I've said many times before with this fragrance that it is my favorite from the line, and I stand by that. I still think this is the best offering from the Stronger With You line, and it's the OG. The reason for that is because this balances everything that this scent DNA is perfectly. It is yet, for me, every flanker that I've tried to balance it quite as good as this one. And what I mean by that is, I talked about the versatility, why I think this might be a little bit more than a winter fragrance, is because yes, you get the sweetness, you get the vanilla undertone, you get the chestnut, that nuttiness. It's warm, it's inviting, but it also has an uplifting feeling to it, and aromatic, and some freshness. So that balance between sweet and fresh, warm, addictive, you cannot miss. And this one, for me, long lasting. I do like 4 or 5 sprays of this. I can still smell it on me, hours later. So it's not one that I feel like I need to overspray. I hope they never discontinue it. I also hope they never neuter it and, reformulate it so much that it just doesn't have that strength anymore, because, and I know some people have mentioned that, I'd be curious to know what type of performance you get from this. It's also one of those that I don't necessarily think is supposed to be a room filler. Again, more close encounters, date night, more get discovered as opposed to the scent discovering, the scent finding you, you find the scent, that type of deal. Really enjoy this one. It's still one of my favorites in my collection, and one that I always reach for in the winter. But again, because of that freshness, because of that uplifting vibe, I even want to reach for in warmer months. So go figure. But it can be cloying. It's very sweet up top. Stronger With You from Emporio Armani. That's it, guys. All 7 fragrances that I wore every single day last week. As always, would love to know what you guys ended up wearing last week. Drop it in the comment section down below. And if you like content like this, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share this video, hit that bell notification so you're updated whenever I upload new content. But until then, have a fantastic week, and I'll see you in the next video.